so we are live right now, and like I said, today we're talking about interactions, and variables. So today I would really love it if you bring a pen and a paper and understand variables at the core. I need you to understand variables at the core. It's not like any other topic you've touched in UI UX. Let me share my screen. Let's kick off. So please, if you are seeing my screen, I want you to give me a thumbs up. Okay, so let's go forward. So today, we're going to talk about interaction design. Sorry, I didn't have the liberty to make it beautified like I normally do. So talk about interaction design, talk about micro interactions, affordances, signifiers, and animation principles. So firstly, there is something called micro interactions. Notice that when you make payments on OPay app, there is this tick that shows, right? So there are small actions that take place in applications. Like let's say you want to make payments, I don't have money, you hear like a small vibration on your phone showing that it's like a haptic feedback, you understand? It's more vibration. Usability, for example, also helps you know that this guy, okay, has seen your message and has read it but doesn't want to reply you, probably because he's paying you, you understand, and he's a wicked person. So these small interactions that application give you make you use the application more. It shows that it's interactive. You notice that in real life situations, when you're talking to people and they are interacting with you, they're giving you ideas, you are exchanging ideas, you see that this person is giving you more ideas, you're learning from that person. You notice that you tend to go back to that particular individual to discuss more things and grow together, you understand. You notice you tend to go back to that individual, that person, and discuss more things. This is that from there and going forward, you build more relationship with that person and it gets stronger. So when you use applications that give you small reactions, that give you feedback, you understand, you tend to get stuck to that application and you go with that application, you enjoy the application and you become a retentive user. So as a designer, we want people to use our applications and become our websites and become steady users of that particular website, because this is what companies want. They don't want a user that will sign up today and fall off tomorrow because the website or the application is not interactive enough or engaging enough. You understand what I mean? So OP has succeeded in that aspect. Jumia always get orders every day, and WhatsApp is being used every day. You understand? So let's go forward. Affordance is what a UI element can do. So button, we know that button is for tapping. Text field you type, and slider is for dragging. You know what sliders are, buttons and text field. So these are things you afford to do in a design. It's very important. You don't go where a button is supposed to be and just write a text there and underline it. Yes, in as much as an underlined text shows that it's clickable like a link, you understand, but that's not a button. You don't go to where a button should be and you put an underlined text there. It doesn't make sense. So there you afford to put a button there. That's why it's there. When you're supposed to get data from people in a website or in an application, you afford to put a text field there because that is what people will know that, okay, this is your question. What more do you have to say? Okay, this is a text box. Okay, they afforded to put a text box here. So let's fill up this question. Let's answer this question. Let's give them a reply to what they asked. You understand? So that's it. And for sliders, let's say, for example, let's say you asked your age. And instead of manually typing it or scrolling or finding it on the calendar, there is an age range between 0 or 0, let's say 18 to 50, probably an 18 plus application, and people below 18 are not expected to use those applications. You can just drag the slide over to your 30 years or your 50 years or your 70 years. It's just going to be easy for you and it will be interactive enough. You just enjoy dragging that stuff, you understand, instead of typing and stuff. So all these things are important. I don't know if you understand what I mean, but affordances are very important in the design. And the next one is signifier. So these are visual hints showing how to use something. Have you ever stumbled on applications and you see a small icon like an eye beside it? So let's say let me refer to this, my very important website again. Very important. So you probably don't know how to use this website or that particular action, but maybe because there is an eye icon. Hopefully there'll be one here. Let me check. I'm not sure yet. But that eye is going to help you know what to do and what that particular action means. Mm, is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Okay, good. You see, so this is good. Is here. They notice that not everybody know how to play this bet. You understand? No, not everybody know how to play this bet. So when looking at what's it called, visual hints, signifiers, you can see that nigga come up for here now. You can see that they added this eye icon here. It's a signifier, it's a visual hint. One X2, you don't know what it means. If you click on it or hover around it, depends on how it works. I think I did one before. It's in my network. I was supposed to hover around it and a pop-up appears. Let me reload this. There's one small thing that has been loading here since I reload this website. Mm, okay. 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 So we notice that when you hover over it, what it says now is which team will win the match. Overtime not included. Overtime is extra time. So they are not asking you which team will win the match without overtime, without extra time. If you come over to this one, it's supposed to come over as well, but this thing is already popping up again. I don't know what this is. But yeah, you understand what I mean now about signifiers is normally found on applications. You can still find it on applications and websites actually. I just showed you one on websites, but on your apps, you can probably still see it. And if you don't know what that button or that area is supposed to do, you've not seen that word before, you're trying to learn that application, you can see visual hints and it's probably going to guide you. Also, when you log on to applications for the first time, some applications actually and some websites, you see something called tooltips. So these tooltips are like going to darken every other aspect of the page and now show you a particular button and be like, this is where you go to look at your inventory. If you press next, it's going to take you to another one. This is where you go to check out your profile. Press next. This is where you go to do this or do that. You understand? So these things help. And they now add signifiers after you have gone through all those applications, all those tooltips, welcome, so when you are now using the app frequently, you can still check out the I buttons and you will still see the signifiers helping you out, okay? All right. So the next one is animation principle. So a good animation guide flow and reduce confusion. Yes. So if you stumble upon the website and it's draggy, like a Nigerian website, have you seen INEC or NYSC website, for example? I know some of you probably know how UNN website is. It's not that it's that bad, but it's dragging sometimes, and the kind of animations you find there is zero. You don't even have animations there. It's not so engaging. People just use it because they have to bring their course reg and pay school fees. It's not like it's so important. You understand? But we want our users to enjoy websites that we design. So when we design websites and we prototype it, we make it so seamless so that people enjoy the animations and they can be willing to go. Like there is a way you scroll on a website. Let me show you an example. And see the okay. So this is my portfolio. You see the animation that popped up now, right? So let's say you want to go up. You see, first of all, you see this image, the way it's moving, it's interactive, right? So see how things pop up here. You see how things pop up. You see this animation here, right? You can see the about fully. And if you look going forward, you see how things are stacked upon each other for here. You see, right? So animations like this help you it makes what you're doing more interactive, okay? It makes what you're doing okay, and it guides. You say good animation guides flow and reduce confusion. You understand? So the types you see easing animation, feedback animations, and loading animations. So I showed you a loading animation here. I think this is a loading animation as well. Okay, this one itself is a loading animation as well. This one here. So there are different types of animations, right? Different types of animations. And going forward, you will still see more of it on Figma. Some of them are on Figma, not everything actually. Sure. So the summary now for this interaction class is we know that we've seen that micro interactions give tiny feedbacks. Affordances is based on like what it can do, what a button can do. So you put it there, you afford to put a button where it is supposed to do something, you understand? So signifiers are all about hints and how to use it, you understand? And animations help for smooth, helpful motion, okay? So that's like the major thing about interaction design fundamentals, okay? So going forward from Wednesday, we should start prototyping a few things, okay? We start prototyping a few things. But before we continue, I want to ask you guys, I believe you understood something from this interaction design class. We're going to continue with variables, but I want to ask if there is any question here. And also, my second question is this. Would you guys prefer if we do classes on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so you have enough time from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to handle your assignments? Or would you prefer we do Monday, Wednesday, Friday as usual? So you get assignment on Saturday and you can do it by Saturday, Sunday. Which one do you prefer? I think I'll go with like 5 opinions. So the first 5 people that make a comment, we do a majority vote and we go with that. Is that okay? Okay, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, so Victor, to pay, you can make your comments. You can open your mic and drop your comments. Okay, so I've heard you guys. You like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, no problem. We have another class tomorrow. So prepare your gears, gear up. Victor, let's hear you. Raise your hand.
All right, I just
Victor,
wanted to talk about what you said. You said Monday. I think Monday, Wednesday should be better for the class so that we can have Thursday, Friday for the for practice and for the assignments.
okay, so you say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Sure, no problem.
Yes.
Most of you have said the same. So, okay, that has been taken into consideration and I will work with that. So, you guys should prepare tomorrow. We're going to give you on variables and then prototyping. No long talk, no long slides or stuff. We do practical work from tomorrow. I'll do it again on Wednesday. I prefer if you learn by practicalization than this long gibberish text that we see here. It's not like it's gibberish, but you need to understand theory before practical. You understand? So that aside, if there is any question concerning the interaction design fundamentals that I just treated now, I can go through the slides so you look at it again and you tell me if there is any question before we jump over to variables. Is there a question in the comments? Okay, so it seems there's no question and you guys perfectly understood this one. It's actually a minimum thing, it's a fundamental, just like the name implies, interaction design fundamental. So it's just, I'm sure you guys can relate to a lot of fundamental things that we've talked about that you see on OP and the rest of them, right? So let's look into Figma variables now. So this is explained in bits. So even a layman should be able to understand this, okay? It's explained in bits, the minimum as I could go. So what are variables? Variables are named values you create once and reuse everywhere. They are different from components, so okay. They are different from components. Components have variants, but variables don't. In as much as you can reuse components, and you can just make an edit to one component and it reflects on the rest. Understand? And they have variants, but variables don't. Variables help you a lot more than components do, but both of them are still important. So they're like Aki and Popo, you understand? So let's go forward. Example, something called primary color is blue. So if you set the primary color variable to be blue, if you change the color blue from where you set it as primary color to like red, everywhere blue is on your design. Everywhere you use that variable blue, you automatically change to red. Okay. So let's take for instance when they were designing OP, they went with blue. Okay, let's say they went with blue for all the screens, all the pages, blue, 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 and then the owner, the main founder, comes and be like, "Oh, okay, guys, let's change the color to green. Green is more suited to Nigerians, and their flag is green. Okay, let's go with green, maybe like a light shade of green. Let's apply this to the design and update it on the application ASAP." As a designer, you might be like, Jesus, this is like over 200 screens of blue. So I have to start changing this button to green, change this text to green, change this to green, change that to green. It's difficult, okay? So when you are designing, you know that here you use the primary color for that, set it up. So let's say the designer already sets the primary color as blue. All he has to do is go back to where I set the primary color as blue in the variable, change it to green, okay? Once he changes this to green, everything automatically changes to green over the 200 or something pages. He doesn't have to go there and do it one by one by one by one. Okay, so variables they help a lot. So going forward, I think there is one other example I have to give you. So like we talked about this now. Let's say most of us at home we have a bucket. Should I say it's a bucket or a small container that we pack all our spoons inside. Okay, we know that anytime we need our spoon, we go there and we pick it, right? So if your spoon was kept one in the room, one in the parlor, one downstairs, one upstairs, one near the gates, you will when you want to look for it, it will be hard to find your okay. But if all your spoons inside the container now is inside that container, all your spoons inside that container, and then you feel like, okay, let's take out all these silver spoons. We don't want to use silver spoons in this house again. And you replace all the silver spoon with golden spoon. Anytime you go there to pick a spoon, it's going to be golden this time around, okay? It's going to be golden, right? Okay. So let's go forward. So why do variables matter? It saves time, quite all right. So the time you would have used to change all the blue color in the 200 or something pages of OP to green, it's going to save you that time. You just change it from the variable and automatically changes over the 200 plus screens. So it ensures consistency. Exactly. One place. What is this? One place controls everything. Okay, yeah. So you control everything from that particular variable. Imagine changing your cousin's favorite color on all designs instantly, right? So types of variable, you have color variables, number variables, string variables, and Boolean variables. So color variables are like color buckets, just colors. Number variables, you see, you use it for sizing, spacing, width, height, what's it called? Rounded edges, okay? And strokes as well, you can use it for strokes. Boolean variables. So let's say something like the light mode, dark mode, on and off switches, okay? So going forward, we have illustration examples, beta buckets for colors, tape measurement for sizes, day night mode. Okay, these are things something here. Then modes in variables. So there's something called modes, right? So let's say you want to create a variable for color and you want to create colors for light mode and you want to create colors for dark mode. You are going to create two different modes for that particular color section you are working on, right? So in the first mode, you put in the colors you want for the light mode. And on the second mode, you name it dark mode and you put the colors you want to appear on the dark mode. We do a practical example so you guys will see it and enjoy it. So it's a real Nigerian application example. So designing a palm paste type app. This could be your assignment. I don't know. But we know that PalmPay have a light mode and a dark mode, right? Okay, so there's a primary color, spacing, bossy ranges as variables, rebranding, change of variable, whole UI update. So um, this is like an example we are supposed to attend, but there's another one we attend to. There's another one we attend to. So we also have to change the color on that particular one. I just want you guys to understand mainly colors now. before we go deeper from tomorrow. So examples of some stuff you can change on the button, the variables you can set on the button. You can set variables for background, padding on the button, radius on the button, the text on the button, and you can change any value from that variable without, like, let's say your button is over 200, but 50 buttons on an application, and you want all of them to have a padding of 20, right? You cannot go and start setting it one by one. You just have to set the padding for 20 and apply it on all the buttons. Okay. So anytime you now want to like reduce the padding to 12, you can go there and do it, right? Okay. So the summary of everything now, variables in a way to name your design things. You change the value once, everything adjusts automatically. It's simple, clean, and zero stress. So if you have any question, please drop a question now before we attend to the practical session. So, Manuel, ask a question before Becky asks.
Okay, good evening.
Yeah, sure.
Um, so you said that variables control the screen changes automatically. So let's say a scenario now. We've set the padding of a button for both vertical and horizontal to be 20 on each side. Then maybe on a feedback page, like maybe from like an interaction graph, from a feedback page, you need to change the padding of that button. Maybe like after making a payment, they'll tell you done, like to make another purchase, and then you see a button that writes continue or no, all those kind of things. But you want that button to be bigger or different, than the other paddings that have been given to the other button. Can there be any particular change to that button without having
Okay.
to affect buttons?
Okay. So let me answer your question before we continue with the next person. Becky, please don't follow your question. You can write it down or in the chat box so I can also tackle it once I'm done here. If it's too long to write down, just please remember it. So yes, for padding, you can have different paddings. Okay. It's not compulsory that you have just 12 as your padding. Okay. You can have padding 12, you can have padding 14, 15, 16, 20, 24, 20. You understand? You just have to follow the process. If you're going in even numbers, go with even numbers. If you're going multiple of fours, go with multiple of fours. So you can on this button apply um padding of 4. You can on the other button apply a padding of 10. So if you want to change all the buttons with padding of 4 to padding of 12, you can do it at once by changing where it is 4 on the variable to 12, and all of them automatically adjust. Okay. So you can have different numbers on a particular variable. You understand? You can have different numbers on a particular variable. So you can apply each of those each of those variables to specific buttons. Okay. Okay, is that clear? We see an example.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So Olebube, you can go with your question, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure, I can hear you.
Okay, my question is, you said components different from variables. Yes. So what are the specific differences? Like, what do we use components for? And then what are the things that we can use variables for? And my second question is, these variables, since they are different from components, can we still like save them as assets that we can still use like another time?
Okay. Yes, of course, you can save them as assets, and because it's reusable, you can use it other times. You can even copy it from your design system into another file and work with it. Okay. The major difference is part of the difference is, but I won't say is a major difference. Although it's obvious, components make use of variants. Okay. You can have one component and you have variations of that particular component for different specific states. You can see that a button can have an active state, a default state, a hover state, a selected state. Okay, so components help you, should I say, stay active, and it's more important for interactions low key than variables, right? Variables are like constants that keep your application uniform. It keeps your application uniform across all your screens, okay? Keeps your application uniform across all your
Is it
screens.
safe
And
to say
don't,
that they are measurements?
sorry?
Is it safe to say that they are like measurements you use?
Not
If that's the word.
specifically
I don't know
measuring.
if
They work more than measuring. They do more work than just measuring. Let's handle some practical. I think it will be more clear to you once we handle the practical now. Okay. And
okay.
please text me after the class and kindly remind me. So I drop like a tabular differentiation between components and variables so everybody can learn from it. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome. So, Chidebere Chukuma, you said, does the variable respond the button name on the Figma file? What if the button name? Sorry?
Sorry?
Rhoda or
Rhoda.
okay.
Wait.
Okay, so I think that was an issue from the side. So I've muted him. So Chidebere, if you can hear me, can you please explain this your question before we go forward? Chidebere, if you can hear me, please. Your question is not clear. But if anyone understands this question, can he or she please explain it because it's not really clear from what I'm saying. Okay, so
I think,
probably like
can you hear me?
yeah, sure, I can hear you. I can hear you.
I think what he's saying is about renaming elements of your design. Like maybe if you create a frame and then you just maybe a rectangle in this case, you just created a rectangle without actually renaming that rectangle. That kind of variable recognize the rectangle created. You grab.
Yes, obviously. Yes, if you create a variable, it automatically responds to stuff that you attach it to, right? Let's say for example, you have different clips. You finish washing your clothes and you spread them on the hanger. You have different clips. You know these clips are made to hold those clothes, right? But automatically it doesn't go to hold those clothes. You have to attach it to that cloth for it to hold that cloth and do its work as a clip, okay? So variables, when you create variables, you have to attach it to those particular rectangles. You want it to have that round edges or colors, or you understand what I mean? You have to attach it. So it works from there, okay? You have to attach it, and whenever you now make the edit on the variable, it automatically updates on that particular one you attached it to, right? Yeah, so let's go. Let's dive in. Let's dive in. So I already made this design, so we won't waste much time on creating this. This is design here. Is a light mode design. So this is how the dark mode should look like, right? So we're going to do a variable on color now, okay? Or should I even let's add one for um curve here, right? The curve here is 10, it's 20 here now, but let's make it 0. Okay. We'll also work on that. So let's make it 0 for now. We can see that it's here. So I duplicated this design. You can see that it's the same design, right? It's just it's made up of 2 buttons at the top. This is a text, this is a frame with the button inside, and it's in an auto layout, so it stays centered. I don't want to joke with that. It's a button. So this is a hamburger icon. There you use a different one here, but it's still a hamburger icon, okay? So I intentionally skip this this status bar at the top is not so important for what we are doing. So this let's say a hero section for this website now. The hero section in mobile view. So this is the background for this. So this is a frame. And inside this frame is inside this one now. So if I take it out, you see it's out, but it's containing every other thing. So in this frame, you find two buttons, a primary and a secondary button, a subtext, and a hero text. Okay. So what we are going to do now is we want to change this color of this text to this. Okay. We want to change the background here to this. We want to change this button here and the text to the text stage from black to light purple, and the background to this dark blue. I think this is dark blue. Same thing for here. I want to change this button and this button here to from here to here to look like this. This button from this to this all of this text to this, and we normally would have designed it. We would have duplicated this thing and started changing it and stuff. It's going to take our time. But all we have to do now, I've done this before, so I can just show you how it's going to look. Okay. You see just one click. I just when I click and it just automatically changed, right? But let's do it together. I'm going to untag this. I'm going to untag this. Or I don't think you guys are on this file. So what I will do is I will take this and take this, copy it and put it inside this file that you're on. I think this is the one I shared the link on the group chat. So you can come here and view it. So let this thing load up quickly. So these are the variables we are going to create. So we do it together, and I will explain each and every one of them as we are going forward, so you understand how it was created. Okay, I think you remember when we did this, we automatically did these things instead of doing it basically. Right. Okay. I'm not used to designing on a light background like this. More of a dark mode guy. So yeah, we have our stuff here. I've pasted it here, and I'm going to unattach this if it's still attached. I will unattach it, remove it, so we don't have any variable attached here now. And let's click outside and check our variables. We don't have any variable here, so you're welcome. Now let's create these variables that will help us switch from light mode to dark mode instantly without wasting our time. So firstly, we come over to create, and we go to number, because sorry, color. We're working on color now. I want to change the color, so we click color. So our first variable is color, right? It's color, and this is where you see the mode, right? So this is a mode now, so you can change this to light mode, and we still do another one for dark mode, right? So we add plus. So this is dark mode. So let's set the one for light mode first. So first of all, we have thumbnail. So we want the thumbnail to change from black to white on the dark mode, right? So automatically, currently it's black, right? Sorry, this is thumbnail. So we name this thumbnail. This is the one we are changing. Thumbnail. So we want it to change from white. White is FFF. So black. So let's go with 12. So this is black on dark mode, right? So that's for thumbnail. We'll come over to this button here. Mark success, please don't distract people with your cursor. So we want this button here, this button text to change from black, this one, to change to white. So we will call it press create variable. We select color again. So we call it out because it's outside of this hero. So let's call it out empty button. So the why we call it empty is because this one has fail. It has a color inside. So let's just call this one empty. Out empty button. So currently it's black in light mode. 1, 2, and 2, and 2. So we want it to be white on dark mode. So we leave it at FFF. So the next one is this. So this is out button. So we can just say this is out button and call it like create variable. So this is out button. So you name it so you can remember the names. Okay, name it so you can remember the names. Out button. And currently out button fail. So the fail is this color here. On light mode it's button BG. So this is the color on light mode. So we put it here. And on dark mode we want it to be white, right? So we leave it like that. So we move over to this. So there's no other thing outside that I've not touched. We move over to the inside. Okay, yes, there is. The background outside changed as well. You can see the background was white here. It was white here and it changed to this. So the background outside is going to be main BG. Going to be main BG from white to this. So let's get this color. Let's get this color. So this is the color here. So it's going to change from white to this one, okay? So our background BG will change from white to that. So we move inside here now. So this is now hero BG. This is a hero background. To get this, I call it hero BG. So it's purple. We have purple already here on the white mode. So on the dark mode, it changed to this. So let's get the color. Let's get the color. Change to this. So we have that now, okay? So the next thing here is this text, hero text, right? And hero subtext. So two of them have the same color on the second one. So let's just call it hero text, okay? Let's call it hero text. Since two of them are sharing the same color. Who is that? Is that a poster?
No, really. See, forget the banter. We don't say
Maybe small, you know. Please could you change your line? Okay. Sorry, Becky, you would have said it out. So I'll just switch to light mode now. Sorry, let me switch to light mode. Let me switch to light mode. So it's affecting my eyeball for you guys' sake. Let's have it here. So hero text, right? So we said that this hero text shared white here and it shared the same color here. So this color is also the same thing as the background here, right? So the hero text, we made it white because it's white on the light mode. So on the dark mode, it's going to take the same color as the background because the background has the same color on the light and the dark mode, okay? So the next thing left is this button. This button. So there are two buttons here. So on the light mode, we have a hero button fail, right? Hero button failed. So we call it hero button fail. Hero button fail is white here and is the same color on the dark mode, right? So we give it that same color on the dark mode. We leave it as white here. Then the white but on the hero button fail text. This one, let's put the text in SAP. So we call the text for that button hero button fail text. So it's I think this is black here, and it's this light purple over here on the dark mode. So we change it, and this other one here is hero button empty, right? Hero button empty. Instead of hero button fail, this is hero button empty now. So we're going to create a new variable for that color hero button empty, right? This is also let's hero button empty is the same thing. So on here on the white light mode is the stroke that we are going to give this color white now, right? The stroke is white, but on the dark mode, the stroke is the same color as the fill here. So we are going to give it the same color. That's it. Hero button fill. Yes, the same. So give it on the light mode is white, on the dark mode is this. Exactly. So the text inside, hero button empty text. So we call it hero button empty text. So it's white on the light mode, and it's that same color on the dark mode. This should be like dark blue actually. So I think we've gotten all the colors we need. So this is what you set up before you start your designs. So once you start designing, all you just have to do is tag and go, tag and go, tag and go, tag and go. So now we've set up our variables. If you go back there, you can see this is the variable, right? So I think we can change the name, maybe. We can rename it. Let's call it our app colors. So this is our collection of app colors now, right? So we can do another collection for stroke, right? Oh no, let's not do another collection for stroke. We just add a stroke here. Remember, I told you we change the stroke here to 20. Right, so we do number, call it stroke, Abby. Radius, sorry, radius. So on the light mode should be 20, should be 20. So we take that out. So we now have our variables. So let's start again. We come here, this thumbnail. So the thumbnail, you go to appearance here, you add the collection, right? You go, this is the thumbnail on light mode, right? It's going to be black. But if you change it to dark, it's going to disappear because you put it to be black, to be white, sorry, on dark mode, and the white is the same thing here, so you will not see it. Okay. So we've tagged this. You come here, let's tag this one. Come to appearance. Appearance. You change it to light mode. Come here. Okay, so that's not what we should do actually. We're going to come over to this place. Instead of going through the appearance, we're supposed to come to the color here and tag it thumbnail. Thumbnail. I think I've switched something up. Okay. So we tag it thumbnail. Did we set thumbnail to be white on light mode? Okay, yes, that's the issue. We should have been black on light mode. So this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And it's going to be FFF on dark mode, exactly. So this was an error, we forgot. So we tag everything here now. So tag a thumbnail, tag this one. This is out empty button, right? Black on the light mode. So this is the purple there is out button fill, right? Then the text there is what did we name it? Should be did we put the text? Okay, out empty button, right? No, something white. So something white. Did we create a text, the variable for this text? Let's check. So we did thumbnail, out empty button fill, this one. Oh, then we skipped this. Okay, so we didn't do that. Let's create a variable for that. So it's going to be out fill button text. So it's white on the light mode and it's that same dark shade of blue on the dark mode. We'll put it here, right? Okay. So let's take it up. Let's play with the other one there. Okay. So let's tag it now. We've created it. So this is going to be out fill button text, exactly. So we've tagged the outside. So we've tagged two of them. We've tagged this one as well, and we've tagged this one, right? So let's tag our main background. Let's take our main background to this one because it's having the tag from the other file. Then come over here. Radius here should be number 8. The number should be We didn't set it. Didn't set it well. We'll attack that. So come here. The hero text is from this other file. So let's retarget hero text. This other one is also hero text. And tag it from here is from the other file. This is hero text. This is going to be hero background. Yes, so we tag it again from here, hero background. Then this is our buttons now, our last set of buttons. So we call this hero button fill. Then we call the text hero button fill text. This is not the same, this from the other file. So we call the fill the text inside hero button fill text. So we've tagged it. So this is the one we tagged hero button fill text. So we'll come over to this other button. The stroke here is hero button empty. So we tag it, and the text is hero button empty text. So I think we've tagged everything right. Tagged everything, and the appearance here is light mode. So should change to dark mode automatically. So, and if you look at it, it is the same thing, right? It's the same thing automatically because we set the variables for these colors, and when we just automatically came here, we saw our modes, right? For our color, this is our collection, the variable collection name, our app color, we saw that, right? So you can see that it's changing to light mode and dark mode automatically. So in case your employer just told you to do only light mode for the app, and you set variables and you work with it to do light mode, and in future versions of the application, there is an update. They'll be like, okay, users want dark mode. You can just automatically come to your variables and change or add dark mode and add the colors for those dark mode instead of bringing out the design again for each of the pages and start changing the color for each of the pages. Okay, it's going to be stressful. So if you just automatically create the dark mode, you can just come over and tag it. Once you tag everything, where you suppose, okay, you've already tagged it before in the light mode, right? So all you just have to come here and do is just switch to dark mode, and the developer will see the new look, right? You don't have to start tagging again or tagging. You've already tagged that particular variable, like tagged it here, right? So that's how there is to it in colors and variable for now. We dive deeper on more deep because I think we are deep already inside variables, and we'll go deeper, more of numbers from tomorrow. We did more of colors today, so I'm expecting to touch the different types of variables. We have 4: boolean, number, string. We've not done this one, so we've done more colors today, right? We've done colors and we've done interactions. So tomorrow we do prototyping and one other type of variable or 2, depends. Okay. So although I don't think we'll cover everything on variable or everything on prototyping, because you know that this particular scale up from data is not to keep you or to make you a 100% job ready designer. Okay, but what we are doing at IDA currently is to take you from zero knowledge to at least 50%, right? Or even 40%. The other 60 or 50% is coming from you and the efforts that you put into it. We're not going to force you to continue with this, right? We're not going to force you to continue with this or not to continue with this. A lot of people are putting efforts into this. You yourselves are putting effort into it for it to have turned up to the 6th week. I'm very proud of you guys, to be very honest. For you to have gone through the research process, the UX process, and you're into the UI now, it's very, very applaudable. I'm very happy. A lot of people give up. In as much as you know that yes, you get paid from this particular niche of tech, but not as much as some other niches, you understand. But it's beautiful, okay? And keep it up. But we are going to do the best we can. I'm not sure I'll touch everything on prototypes or variables, but we do our best. We do our best, and I hope you guys keep learning from everything we do. Okay. So if there is any question on what we just did on variable now, the light mode and the dark mode, how we even made a design, how we did the variable naming and tagging and switching over one and two. You tell me, so I explain it. I think we've done a lot for today, so you can just ask your questions now. Okay, I presume you all enjoyed the session and learned something today, since there is no question. No, but for real, I don't. If you are scared of asking a question, variables is difficult but sweet. It's okay, okay. So I will be very understanding if you ask me a question that doesn't even seem like it's a question, but it's a question, something that is disturbing you. So please go ahead, don't keep it to yourself. You can ask that question now. It's going to help a lot of us here. Please, if you have any question, drop it. I don't want to assume that everybody understood this thing. And yes, Becky, I just saw your question on the comment section. There is a need for creating a color guide, okay? And there's the number, yeah, we look at that. So there is a need for still creating a color guide in your design system, okay? It's very important. When you're creating a color guide, that's even when you can come over to your Figma, since you know that you're creating a color guide. Let's say you have this as your primary, secondary, and the rest of them. Let me put this down. So you can say that this is, let's say the primary is this. This is not fine for primary color here. So you come over here, you can put this as a secondary color, right? And then you can have danger color and be ready to go. Let's just change this. So you can have this as your green light, stuff like that. Then what you just have to do is you come over to this place, to your variable, sorry, go to your variables, you create a variable for primary color, right? Create a variable for primary color. We call this primary color. This is going to be primary color, right? And you put in the value here. So this is primary color for light mode, right? Then you automatically come over to this place and you target as your primary color. So now you as the designer on this project, we know that this is your primary color. Sorry, please can you turn off your microphone? So you as a designer will know that this is your primary color as a project, and your developers normally don't come over to variables to check for the color code, okay? So your design system is a system that is going to mostly help your developer and not you. So you tend to consider developers when you're creating this thing more, okay? So you come over here, you put in the code of that your primary color. Primary color should have a code. Come over to this place. I don't know how you are taught design systems, but if you come over here, you pick the color code and you can label it on this color, right? You can label it on the color. So your developer will know that this is your primary color code and that is the color there. Okay. So it's important that you still create your stuff, right? It's important. So the second question I'm seeing here is I came in late. Please, can you explain the meaning of variables? Okay. So I trust you can still see my screen. Let me open it. So, so you can see this, right? Variables are named values you create once and reuse everywhere. So that's a simple explanation. And when you practice it, you see that you create it once and you reuse it everywhere. Okay. You create it once and you reuse it everywhere. So that answers your question. Comfort. So Manuel said, didn't really get how you did variable, how you changed them. I tried creating a variable by showing only one and seem to find a way to create for the dark mode. Okay, creating two mode variables like that and alpha. Okay, yes. Yes, there is a way for you to use it as without it's not like um what should I call it? Variables is a paid feature, yeah. But as a student, Figma has been so considerate that students of verified institutions can use it. Okay. If you have a school email and you're in a university like UNN, Unizik, and you have a school email, you can come over to this Figma students. So currently I am using it, so that is why I'm able to refer you on this. You can come over to the free instance. So you come over here. Okay, yes, get started for free. So you have to verify that you're a student. Your student email and some other stuff you are going to be asked to submit, right? I don't know why this is taking time. Uh, this is not it. You have to apply. You have to apply. Nope. This is Figma page. Sorry. Uh, let's check this Figma blog actually. Let's change this to join Figma students class. Okay, let's check out. Get verified exactly. So you come over to this place. Your email that is not on Figma should be the one you use here. I don't think I can use this here. So you use your email that is not for Figma and you proceed forward. You're going to see sections where you input details like your name, your current level, your school email, and the rest of them. So Figma verifies this in less than 24 hours and they automatically give you paid features, right? You get access to Figma Make, you get access to Figma Site, you get access to variables and a lot of other things, okay? For paid features. People also use on paid versions, you get access to them for free as a student. So as a student, they consider that you probably don't have enough money and you are not getting paid. So you should at least get these features for free, use them to learn and upskill yourself and start getting paid because for a while your email will last, but your email will still expire once you graduate, okay? So once it expires, they expect that you must have done one or two things and put that into work, get paid and come and pay them and use the paid versions, okay? So you can verify as a student and make use of these premium tools, right? Okay, so I think that has answered most of your questions. If there's any other question, you can still ask. I think we have enough time. Yeah, go on. You want to
If you don't graduate, you can call your school don't graduate you. But you have
um
your school email,
you
everything goes so.
okay you will don't graduate now. You probably have one or two people you know that are still schooling in your university, right? You probably have one or two people and are probably not into tech. You can leverage on them, tell them your plight, can you use their email, stuff like that. You have to be honest with them, okay? And God so willing, they can still give it to you, and you can use the email, and it will be and should I say what should we call this thing now? Um, they have sponsored it to be like part of their sponsorship for you to get better at this. So when you start making it from design, still remember that these people helped you at the time. Okay. So you can still bank on people that are still in 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, and 700 levels for those doing medicine, right? So that is all there is to it. Any other question?
So like once you graduate, the plan stops automatically.
Yeah, yeah. Chidema, ask your question.
I was trying to do this with my education before with my school, but the mail that they're asking for school issued mail, and the school issued mail, like I can't receive emails to that mail. Like it's not working. I've even tried creating a new Gmail exactly like that, but I can't do that. Federal Poly naked there. So I don't know. I don't know why it is doing that because other people were able to like not naked students, sha. But I know that people have been doing this Figma education, but each time I try, when I use the mail that I use for my school registration, they don't accept it. They don't accept it. But then when I put the school issued mail, they accepted it and then they told me that they sent a code there. But I tried on my own end, I tried sending a mail to that Gmail and it was a dead end.
Okay,
I don't know.
so what you have to do is I think this is an ICT problem. Um, if they sent an email to you and you didn't receive it, I might assume that probably the email is not logged in on your phone. But if it's logged in on your phone and you still did not receive the email, you can check your spam. But if you check your spam and you still can't find the
Sorry,
email there,
sorry. I don't think you got what I said. Like the email, like during my school registration, yeah, the email
okay,
I added in my profile is like this star chooks at gmail.com. But then when I try using it to do the Figma education, they do not accept it. Where you have to put your school mail, they do not accept this particular mail.
yeah,
But when I now put the one that because naked they actually gave me a school issued mail. I don't know what the use of that Gmail is, but they gave it to me, but I can't access it. Like it's not something I can log into. So when I impute that one, the Figma education actually accepts it, but it's a dead end. You can't send messages there or code or anything. It's just empty. I
okay.
can't
So
use. Yeah.
I understood what you said there. You said that the one on your registration platform is ended with at gmail.com, right? Right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so Figma education assumes that those with at gmail.com is everybody. Everybody uses at gmail.com, but it's not everybody that is tied to a particular institution. So if you're in a particular institution and it's an educational institution, most students in an educational institution get specific emails tailored to that institution. For
Yes. That is what I'm saying.
I
That
understand where
that
it's
I can't log into that one that the school gave me. I can't
good.
use it for anything.
So that's what I'm saying. If you can't log into it, you probably have to visit the ICT center in charge of distributing that mail to students in your university, okay? Or you can still bank on a friend that is probably able to log into his or her own and use it to verify for Figma education, okay? So these are your two options. You have to visit the ICT center or to bank on a friend.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so is there another question? Is there another question? I think Becky, you're raising your hand, right? Am I right?
Yes, sorry, network kicked me out. I typed my question in the comment section, so I don't know if you answered it or if you went
Yes.
through, if you saw it.
Okay. I saw your question. I switched to light mode, and I also explained that there will be a need for color guides. So you weren't there when I was explaining it.
No, I was network kicked me out. I just joined.
Okay, so let me just do a refresher real quick. So I switched to light mode for your sake, and for many others that probably resonate with what you said. Um, you asked, will there still be a need for creating a color guide? And yes, I said there will be a need because you are doing this thing mostly for documentation purposes and to save you stress going forward because your developer will not come to your variables to look at the color. The developer will go to your design system and see the system you use in designing that particular product. So you have to create um your design system, your format, like in the format you are taught, and name the colors, right? So for like this one, let's say it's the primary color. if you create this box and put the color, you write the number of the color there. That is the definition of the color, right? Then you update it as your primary color over here. See, it's the same color here, right? So you update it as the primary color. And then all you have to do now to continue using it is to come over here and tag it. You see it's primary color now. So I tagged it here. I came over to this place and I came over to here. I search primary color and I tag it automatically, right? You can still do the same. If this is your secondary color, you name it, put the name here, you update your variable will now be one, you add another variable for secondary color here, color, sec, color. You put the code, okay, put the code here, and boom, it's there. So you come over to this place now. You are the one working with these ones, not the developer. The developer works with the design system. So you come over here and you select here and you update it. You tag it to this, okay? You tag it, right? So it's important to secret it.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So, any other question, please? The blessing, did you raise your hand again?
No, sorry.
Okay. So, when you're query, are you raising your hand? Okay, no problem. So, I think that's most of the questions tackled. And if there is any other question that might arise after this class, you can drop them on the group chat or in my DM, okay? I will attempt to it. And I think that's the much for this class today. I hope you all have learned a lot and we practice it going forward. Good night and have a lovely evening. We have our next class tomorrow. Take care.